Hey, what's going on, guys? So I am tired. I'm very tired, and it is Sunday as of recording this. And sometimes, I don't know about you, I like to have a lazy Sunday. And lazy Sundays are always a good time to do some gaming, but sometimes gaming can be even stressful. I mean, first person shooters are really high intensity. RPGs might have some long cutscenes or story you really want to concentrate on. Sometimes you want some games that just are easy breezy. So, today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite lazy Sunday games with you guys. So, let me know what you think down below and let me know what kind of lazy Sunday games you're into. But without further ado, let's check out some of my favorite lazy Sunday games. As far as weird games that really kind of spark your imagination as far as what is a game, nothing really stands out more than Katamari. Katamari, for the uninitiated, is like a weird game where you are the prince of the cosmos and your dad, the king of the cosmos, wants you to roll up stuff into a giant ball and turn it into stars or planets or what have you to basically plug a black hole. Depending on the game, I think the plot varies, but the real gameplay is just rolling stuff into a ball, and that seems very weird, but I'm telling you, in practice, it's very, very cool. I mean, you start out real small, rolling up anything from postage stamps to thumbtacks, and the levels get big enough to where you're literally rolling up the galaxies you created to plug a black hole. The game itself is kind of funny, although the implication that you're rolling people and dogs and animals and things into these balls and crushing them into planets is kind of weird. But it's actually this game, even though I've talked about it for so long, it's a good choice for this list, but it's not actually the one I wanted to use for this list, only because there's one thing that really, in my opinion, makes this not a lazy Sunday game, and that's the time limit. The time limit comes a little stressful sometimes, especially when the last 30 seconds is happening and you hear the alarm going off and you're like, oh my god, I'm so close to getting, just big enough to grab this. And that kind of stress is not what we want on a lazy Sunday, and that's why I wanted to kind of use this game to segue into the true game, and that is Donut County. Now, Donut County is an anomaly. It is so laid back as far as the gameplay is concerned. The story itself is kind of wacky and zany. I won't go into it here because, if you end up wanting to play this game, it's pretty cheap, and I definitely don't want to ruin it for you. But the gameplay is so Katamari adjacent. You are essentially a hole, and as things fall into the hole, which you control, that rhymed, you get bigger, and the bigger you get, the more things can fall in the hole. There are certain puzzles that are actually solved by this, for instance, you absorb something that's kind of hot, and then that heat then comes out of the hole that you've created and sends a hot air balloon in the air, for just an example. And a lot of levels have a lot of different things that do this. Some have you absorbing light and then using the hole kind of like a flashlight to see where you're going to pick up more stuff in the hole. It's very interesting, and the reason why this game soundly makes the list is because, well, I mean, there's no time limit. There's no actual way to lose. You solve the puzzles eventually, and there is no guesswork. You will win. There is no option to not win. So as far as a really laid back game, Katamari walked so this game could run. I feel the comfortable garden game started with Harvest Moon, but soonly kind of got taken over, especially nowadays, by Animal Crossing. But if you like those two, this game's a little bit different. So my wife and I are huge Disney fans, and to be honest, I would have probably never played this game if it wasn't for her and Game Pass, because it's on Game Pass. That's a Disney Dreamlight Valley. I mean, honestly, it's literally just an Animal Crossing knockoff. Animal Crossing could have easily made this list. I just have never played it, so sorry for the people who are big Animal Crossing fans. But this game is literally Disney Animal Crossing. I mean, it's so simple. You go around doing stuff for Disney characters. There is an overall plot where it's kind of mysterious and you're figuring out all this stuff about why some characters disappeared and where your memories went, and I really don't care too much about that. It's more, the fun is having the characters come in, doing quests for them, having them befriend you, gathering materials and making stuff. You have your own house that you can fully decorate however you want. You have your own character which you can fully customize and get clothing and stuff for. Of course, just like all these kind of games, there's seasonal tasks that give you cool seasonal stuff. But the cool thing with this game is it's all Disney related. I mean, if you're a Disney fan, even grew up in the 90s and love these characters, I mean, you're really gonna have a good time. But just like an Animal Crossing type game, you know, there's all the regular, you know, crafting tropes where you can mine ores and garden, which of course, you know, your big pumpkin fields, how you're gonna make all the money. You can go fishing. You can even go to Ratatouille, gets a kitchen, and you can open up like a little kitchen and serve people their favorite foods. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in this game. It's really just a good, you know, let's go turn off our brain and just kind of hang out kind of thing. Happens to be Disney related, so you know, if you're into Animal Crossing, you're into Disney, yeah, you should give this game a shout. Especially if you have a Game Pass. I mean, it's entirely free on Game Pass, so you know, it's definitely worth checking out. So for this game, it's kind of a game within a game. I mean, there is a game, but there's a part of that game that feels like its own thing. Yeah, I'll just have to show you. If you've watched my channel for like any amount of time, I've brought up a couple times that I love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I mean, they're both great. Sonic Adventure is really, really good. Obviously not a lazy Sunday game though, right? I mean, there is an argument to be made about maybe Big the Cat section in Sonic Adventure 1 where you're literally just kind of fishing. But even then, I mean, you know, there is a time limit or you know, a limit of the weight of the fish, and it could be maybe stressful. But what I'm talking about is the Chow Garden. Man, the Chow Garden could have been its own game in my opinion, and you know, I will always say that it's a shame that it has not extended to further Sonic games. But once you beat the Sonic Adventure, you know, going back and basically playing levels to get certain animals or get certain of the power crystals in the second game to level up your Chow is always cool. It's cool to like use certain things to give them affinities, to make them evolve a certain way, make them a certain color. You know, the DX version and Sonic Adventure 2 added the hero path or the dark path. There's just so many combinations you can do. It's just really fun. It's a really fun time waster. You know, Sonic Adventure 1, as a for instance, has 3 gardens. There's the big Station Square one. There's the cool island for Robotnik stuff. And then there's the Mystic Ruins, which kind of has like a cool kind of outdoorsy vibe with the like the ruins and the pillars and all that. It's really cool. Not only can you level up the Chows and evolve them and give them animal parts and customize them, but you can also race them, and you know, they get certain awards or jewels or badges. It's a good time. It's something I always really enjoyed growing up, and something really cool, you know, now just to kind of unwind and relax to. It's neat too, because if you're playing on the Dreamcast, you can actually port your Chows over to the VMU and take it with you like a Tamagotchi. Or if you're playing on the GameCube, you could put them to the Sonic Advance games. I know Sonic Advance 1 you definitely could, maybe 1 and 2. But, you know, once again, you could take them with you. On the modern consoles, there isn't a way, but, you know, if there's rumors I know about Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 maybe being remade or coming out, I know this is a stretch, but it would be so cool if the developers decided to make some kind of like app, like a phone app, where you could take your Chow and like transport it via, you know, the app and have it on your phone. That would be neat. I know that's like a crazy ask, but you know, I don't know. If you guys enjoyed these as much as I do or did, I'm sure you may feel the same way. Lastly, I'm going to have to go into a little bit of nostalgia here. Now, I know there's a newer one, and I'm not saying the newer one isn't great, but I think I'm always going to be a little bit bigger of a fan for the original Pokemon Snap. Now, why would I pick the original over the new one? I mean, the new one is great. It has a lot more content and just so many different things you can do. But I think the thing that really makes the original one stand out to me as a lazy Sunday game, and this is not me saying nostalgia, because, I mean, obviously there is some nostalgia. I mean, I grew up with this game. But the thing that really makes this a really good lazy Sunday game is you can pop it in like the brand new save, square one, and literally beat this game 100% in an hour. And there's something to be said about that. It respects your time. I mean, granted, when you play this game for the first time, there's all sorts of secrets and things to unfold. But if you know all the secrets and all that, you really just want to have a good time, try to get a good quick high score, you could sit down, pop in this game, take some pictures, open up some secret pathways, beat it in an hour, and just have a good, nice, easy Sunday afternoon. I don't know about you, but something about a low threshold of stress, just taking pictures of Pokemon is awesome. Like I said, the new game is great and definitely enjoyable, something really to have fun with, but the original one just has a warm place in my heart and a really great time to just relax, unwind, maybe beat a game in its entirety. It's just such a good time. So those are 4 of my favorite Lazy Sunday games. Let me know what you guys think down below about these 4, and let me know what kind of Lazy Sunday games you guys play. I kind of made it my rule when making this list of like a game that really has like no winners or losers and really kind of, no actual challenge, as far as this is just a game you pop in and enjoy. But you don't have to go by those rules. Maybe you have something different. Maybe you really, unwind with a good round of Call of Duty or whatever. Like I said, let me know, because I'm really interested to know what you guys think of your favorite Lazy Sunday games. Hey, that's going to do it for today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It'd be really cool. But as always, my friends, take it easy.